Hello everybody and welcome to the predictions for the month of May 2024. Today I am here in this beautiful beach in the Baltic Sea, and we're having a holiday, so I'll be predicting from this very place. It's usually I like to make reflections. Last month, April, was pretty harsh. It was something. The planets were really jumbled. We had the retrograde of Mercury. Also, Mercury was debilitated in Gandanta. So communications, general state of the mind was very upset. And also we had the Mars-Saturn conjunction, which is always a challenge. This month, though, we're having an overall better climate astrologically. So you can expect that the month is going to be much better. Overall, it's going to be one of the best months in the year. We have three major events happening in this month, which are, of course, today, 1st of May. Jupiter, the great benefic, is going to be moving into the sign of Taurus, which is really good because for the past few months, Jupiter has been having the third aspect of planet Saturn, and that always, it limits the energy of Jupiter. It's like putting a good set of brakes on an otherwise very expansive energy. So the shift of energies will happen overall when Jupiter shifts into a new sign. This time is a blessed time. It's called the time of Pushkara. It usually lasts for about 10 days after the transit happens. So you will see that for 10 days there's a period of grace. We are having those 10 days. In the beginning of May, you will notice that the energies during this time are just generally auspicious, very healing time. Then the second thing that we are having during this month is that, of course, the point of stress in the month is going to be the conjunction of Mars and Rahu in Pisces. That happens on the 18th. So you can expect the planetary weather to be irritated when it comes to emotions around the 18th. Mars and Rahu is usually a very obsessive conjunction. Because, by itself, Rahu is quite obsessive. When Rahu is in Pisces, then it's, people can get very adamant about their dreams or what they subjectively think, should happen in the world. By that time, Jupiter, who is lording Pisces, will already be in Taurus. So I think the tension is going to be a lot centered on whether we can manifest our material desires or not. It is a point of tension and contention, and so it's this thing that if our dreams are going to come true, how to make them come true, and the frustration that will come from maybe not being patient enough, as Mars is not a very patient planet. So wanting that things would happen faster than the organic process would dictate. That's going to be present around the 18th and for some time, but it'll last for 2 or 3 days, and then naturally Mars is going to move forward quite quickly. So I don't think that it's going to last for too long. It's not as pronounced of a transit as Saturn-Mars conjunction, for example. So it'll come and it'll go. And then the third thing to think about is, of course, the transition that Venus is going to have from Aries into Taurus, where it's going to meet on the 19th. It moves, so it's going to meet the Sun and Jupiter there, and that is going to be a time of tremendous positivity. So it'll be a time of celebration, etc. So lastly, we do have that transit of Venus to Taurus, where the two benefics and the two gurus are going to meet. What can be the controversy here? Well, if you think about it, it is said that Venus is the guru of the Asuras. And that is basically because what Venus teaches us is how to have comfort and how to make a situation materially enjoyable and comfortable for ourselves, which itself it can be a tendency in the mindset of people. And so Jupiter, being the planet of dharma, of higher knowledge, of the higher self, he is the guru that connects us to the everlasting highest principles in the universe. And those, of course, are not material. So there's a lot going on, out there in the internet. I've been watching. Of course, the camps are always divided, and sometimes the predictions of Jupiter in Taurus can be quite fatalistic. But I always like to look at it from the point of view that the planet has a nature. It is said that when Jupiter is in Taurus, then many things like the market will go down, or things can be very bad for the world. There's a decline in dharma. But actually what happens is, the planet is operating in an area of life where it's not at its highest potency. Material comfort and material life are naturally not the strongest suits of Jupiter, because what Jupiter likes is to engage in spiritual activities. And Taurus tends to be a fixed sign. So, what happens in the subjective world and in our connection with God and the universe, that is transcendental, and it moves very quickly. It is instantaneous. Whereas, Taurus is a fixed sign, it's an earth sign. So things there will take an organic process. I'm personally of the observation, not so much the idea, but the observation over the years that, wherever Jupiter moves, he will cause inevitably a positive impact. So being in Taurus, Jupiter is going to be, as always, a benefic, and, another set of people get blessed. So, in this case, the people that have, it'll have a direct aspect on people that have Sun, Moon, or Lagna in Scorpio. And then, of course, by its special aspects, Jupiter will be aspecting all the earth houses, all the earth signs. So Capricorn will be blessed, and Virgo will be also very blessed. So, setting up material activities, setting up, structures. Again, it is not the thing that Jupiter is here for. It's not the natural ability of Jupiter, but it doesn't mean that Jupiter cannot do it and not cause a positive impact. Placement. Then the other thing is that Saturn is not going to be giving the special aspect from Aquarius to Taurus. So for most of the transit in Taurus, Jupiter is going to be free, and Jupiter is going to be, without restriction. So it'll be time where, if you are wise and you invest in anything that develops over time and with the organic process, there may be a very, very good result. And especially if you have your Sun, your Moon, or your Lagna, or significant amount of planets in Earth signs or Scorpio. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and Scorpio. I think you'll have a very positive outlook and upliftment during this time. Finally, by the end of the month, when Venus moves into Taurus, there might be a combustion, because also the Sun is going to be moving towards the middle of the month to Taurus. So we're going to have Venus, Jupiter, and Sun energizing the sign of Taurus. So comfort, long-term investment, beauty, housing, hosting, lavish things. All of those things are going to be on the rise naturally. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. If there is any advice that could be given for the time, is that, of course, try to hold yourself. Don't overspend what you don't have. Don't overgo on credit. In the pursuit of a happiness that comes from material objects. But if what you're gonna spend and invest, I think a key word here is investment. What you're gonna invest in can give a long-term stability or result, not not the flair of the fashion or the flair of a passion, but actually a well thought out long-term investment that can give you stability for the future. Then you should consider investing during this Jupiter and Taurus transit. So there you have it. Those are the reflections and predictions for the month of May. Again, generally an auspicious month. Oh, the last thing I forgot to say, we are also going to have the very positive Akshaya Tritya that is coming in on the 10th. Akshaya Tritya is a time when the sun is exalted because the sun is going to be in Aries at that time. And then the time of the year comes that on the Tritya, which is a very auspicious tithi, on the same day the moon is going to be exalted as well. So it is considered that during that day, doing pious activities such as giving donations, donating to holy people, taking care of the cows, the Brahmins, distributing holy literature, any type of pious act that you do on Akshaya Tritya, it'll give you a result, a blessing tenfold, because the energy is just incredibly healthy and auspicious. So it's like planting a seed, when the soil is very fertile and when the energies are there rising, right? So it's planting the seed in a time that it'll definitely yield a very good fruit. So this one is very special because being the moon exalted in Taurus, Jupiter is going to be there on this Akshaya Tritya today, together with the moon. So please, on the 10th, if you have any type of spiritual work that you want to do, especially charity should be given on that day. Whatever charity we give on that day, the result will be thousandfold. So if you look at it, even though April was a very difficult month and we had actually a very hard time surviving it or navigating through it, going through it, it's over, and now we are beyond that. We're on the other side of it. And the news for celebration is that just as dark night passed, now it's the morning, and it's going to be a beautiful sunny day like today that we are here in the beach. So rejoice, celebrate, and try to be grateful and thankful for the life you have and for all the gifts and experiences that we're going through. Everything is life. So God is very kind, and especially during times when we have auspicious energies, try to make the best out of it. Resentment and regret, they're not very good to hold. Let them go, let them pass, and rather remember that you are in the present moment, and when there is the time for auspiciousness, do remember to celebrate. So from my side, this is all. I would like to say Radhe Radhe. May the goddess of love bless your life and reign in your heart. Have a beautiful month.